Breaking news tonight as protesters bring down two statues on the Confederate monument at the state capitol.
CBS 17's Amani Payne has been downtown all night. Amani.
Yeah, a very emotionally charged night out here in downtown Raleigh. I want to show you we've still got quite the police presence here downtown. This comes after a group of protesters actually physically pushed a squad car off of this street while they were protesting here. But I want to cut to some video and show you how this all got started. This started at the Capitol. Things were peaceful enough during the day. That was certainly not the case as we inch closer towards evening. That's when a group of protesters actually tried to pull down two Confederate statues from the monument there on Capitol grounds. They weren't successful the first time. That's when law enforcement came out and created a barrier around that area. But they soon left, and the protesters attempted again, and they were successful. They brought down two Confederate statues there on Capitol grounds. From there, they took those statues, they wrapped a rope around the neck and dragged it down the street to Hargett, and they hung those two Confederate statues from a street light there. From there, they took a statue down and drug it even further down here to the courthouse off of Fayetteville, and they laid it on the steps of the courthouse. Now, of course, all of this is going on. Law enforcement did come out, try to respond. A few officers with Raleigh PD came down here to the courthouse, and the protesters were not happy about that. They cornered one of those Raleigh PD squad cars, and we got video of them actually physically pushing that squad car off of the street. At one point, we saw protesters come around the backside, and it looked like they were trying to corner them in, but eventually they let them off of the street. And that led to the police presence we're seeing out here now. Some reinforcements were called in. So you can see they've got some extra officers out here now following that incident. But again, just a very emotionally charged night. It did start to rain down here. That thinned the crowds a little bit, but not for long. Leading up to the scene we saw at the courthouse. But right now, things have calmed down a little bit, but you can see there's still a police presence here just monitoring the situation, as we do still have a few protesters out here right now. But we're going to keep monitoring it as well. We're going to send it back to you in the studio now.
Amani, thank you. A scary scene out there earlier. Our Bridget Chapman is also live downtown tonight. And Bridget, what are you seeing and what have you seen?
Yeah, we're here at the monument on the Capitol grounds where this all began, and there is a lot of spray paint and signs. But first, just in case people aren't familiar, I want to give you an idea of exactly what went on here. So this monument here, it stands 75 feet tall according to UNC records, and there is a statue at the very top. But then if we can go down here, there are two Confederate statues, or now were two Confederate statues on each side. Now, those were what got pulled down. One represented the Confederate infantry, the other Confederate cavalrymen. So I just wanted to give you an idea of that's what was pulled down. And now let's take a look at what this looks like right now. So there is a lot of spray paint out here. I apologize if there's any obscenities written, but they are anti-police. You can see this sign right here, abolish the police. Above it, there is a defund the police. We also see a lot of Black Lives Matter. Also some writing in support of Black Lives Matter. And this is kind of all over the base of this monument. But if we can pull up that video again of when this came down, just so I can give you a timeline here. This all started around 7:30. Several people tried to pull down the smaller statues using ropes, but officers intervened. By 8 o'clock, the crowd was still here. More officers came, and police were trying to take down the ropes that those protesters had put up. And then just after 9 o'clock, protesters again climbed the statues, put the straps around them, and pulled them down. And they were taken down within a few minutes of each other. Again, a lot of spray paint and signs here left behind. We have seen some people come out here. One woman we were speaking to just a few minutes ago, she said she just had to come see this for herself. She wasn't out here with the protesters, but she said it was just such an amazing sight. She wanted to see it for her own eyes because she just couldn't believe it. So we're going to keep monitoring this as well. For now, live in Raleigh, Bridget Chapman, CBS 17 News.